very interesting time tonight because the party is split, and this is our penultimate episode before Arc 1 is over. And so we're going to return from that little scene we left Gigi and Maisie on, a crater in the woods, and we're going to rewind a little bit. Back to the collapse of the arcology, separated by a wall of impenetrable rubble. And worse yet, pushed down further as the floor underneath the three of you collapses. You find yourselves in a large cavern underneath the arcology. There seem to be several ways out as you all recover. The ceiling above you has been collected by a few support beams that have fallen behind you. So the ceiling remains mostly stable for the time being. But it is just the three of you down here. Well, 4, counting the glowing blue child that looks not too dissimilar to how Akonis looked. Not Akonis, Alethos, my bad. Sometimes Akonis, usually Alethos. Alethos looked before they took on the remnant of the last outpost. You guys are able to get up and get your bearings. And I'm actually going to do something a little different from how I did last time. I'm going to go around and I'm going to get character thoughts. You all have been through a lot. Spark, how are you feeling?
Panic, because does not know what's happening. Where are our friends? Why are these scary people? What's going on? So I think it's a little frazzled. It's a little all over the place. But I think her general thought and go ahead is blue child cannot be got by scary person. And we'll make it happen. That's they'll mix everything down to a one sentence like action plan and goes with it. And that's where we are.
Alethos, the fall jarred you out of your taken form. Just in the attempt to focus on staying alive, you had to let go of that. But how are you feeling?
Oh man, everything all at once, so often, so much of the time. I think first thing is sort of like take sort of stock of the situation. Get reads on if these two fools are alive, if there's anybody else down here with us. I imagine they're used to sort of the sort of soft blue glow that they kind of always have about them, and so they're not really parsing that there's that fourth figure with us until they realize, wait, no, I'm not blue anymore. That one isn't me. So, and then I think begrudgingly their focus is going to be on Archimicarus. Is she awake?
Not as of current. She is curled up in that childlike way in Akonis's arms as they were holding her to attempt to escape with all of you, with Archimicarus intact, so that you could recoup and decide what to do.
Good.
But Akonis,
it's best that she's not awake.
You begin to stir awake as well and recuperate from the fall. How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I am afraid because before all of this, the Lance tried to frame me as though I was going to betray my friends. and I did not have a chance to explain myself before shit hit the fan. Alethos in particular, I saw trying to suss out what exactly I had planned. And so I imagine as I was falling, branches kind of wrapped a little bit around Archimicris to try and protect her. Because I don't know what exactly she is, but she looks like Alethos, and Alethos is a person, and so I have to protect Archimicris. But I am quite fearful, so I think I'm slowly sitting up, pulling myself up with one hand, kind of on the ground. But as soon as I can get my bearings, I kind of just look over at Spark and Alethos, but I don't say anything. I'm just holding this glowing child, watching the other two very warily.
Just we fell down, so like we've gone deeper into this like implosion?
Yes.
Okay. Do we see any sort of light of day or a direction we should be going?
You see the lights that Alethos gives off in their natural form and the lights that Archimicris is giving off. And nothing else.
Would there have been, sort of point of order, when we sort of initially got here and got through, and I know Alethos was looking through the cameras a little bit, trying to get vibes on this place. Is there any sort of way that this would be recognizable enough of me to know where we're going? Or I don't know how much of the arcology I would actually know.
So the arcology is a facility that had a map, and you've tapped into that already, and you've accessed it. There are no records of tunnels being underneath it.
Great. Okay. Cool. I think Alethos is looking expectantly at Akonis because they showed up from a different direction with apparently a game plan. So.
Akonis probably coughs awkwardly. I didn't know what they had planned, the Lance. I thought that following them would get us something. I wasn't gonna leave with them.
Spark at like 2 feet tall is just like
You weren't going to let them leave with her, though. Yes?
Look, I want Onion back, and I don't.
If he lets her destroy the entire world, you won't get Onion back.
I know, and I thought about it, and I saw everybody. I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't think about letting them take her, but I figured out that wasn't the best choice, and I'm gonna gently lay Archimicris down on the ground. I don't know what to do now with her or any of this, but I'm sorry.
It matters less what you considered and more where you've ended up. If you're with us, you have to be with us, though.
I am.
Do you know how to get out of here?
I have no idea. Spark?
I just got here. I mean, do we like climb back up? Do we go?
I mean,
Don't know
I
that-
can.
I don't know that up is a great option. I imagine the sounds of fighting are still probably happening above us.
You don't hear anything above you.
Oh, that's worse. That
Yep.
is somehow worse. Hey, Jeet. Hate that.
Yes. You're welcome.
I can go up and take a peek. See if I can get any sense of where Maisie or Gigi might be, or the Lance, or any exit path.
I'm thinking real hard about all of the skills that I have and see if any of them help in this moment. Let me just go through the
Same.
Rolodex in my head.
As this
I
is happening,
imagine Spark's
I will-
Mind Palace is genuinely a Rolodex.
Fully.
That's delightful.
So there are some narrative actions that are available to everyone that any of you could take, which are gain insight, gather information. Gather information might be less useful than gain insight, but they are both, I will say, equally viable.
I think especially if Akonis is going up, I think Alethos will, sort of focus the glowing, the general glowing that exists, and sort of focus it in one point in a hand,
Mhm.
and just sort of flash it at the perimeter of this dark area that we found ourselves in.
Sure.
It's like if you go up, we can try to find a way out from here. See who comes into something first.
Sounds good.
Anyone who would like to may roll gather information.
We roll d20s in this game.
We do. And then if you have any skills, you may add an accuracy of d6, but you have to present the skill to me.
I don't know that any of these apply.
I don't think mine do
14
either.
for me is just a straight roll.
16 for Akonis.
Okay.
That's an 11. That's fine.
Okay. Anyone who rolled between a 10 and 19 may ask me one question, and I will respond truthfully.
Gain insight or gather
if
information.
If you're doing gain insight, then you can do the thing that gain insight says, which is ask two of the following questions.
Okay.
Let's see. For gather information, it's any questions, right? It's not like
You can ask me
a
one
list.
question about the thing you were attempting to gather information on.
Gotcha.
I mean, I've got a question at the top of my mind.
Mhm.
Door? Tunnel? Out? Question mark? Away? Perhaps.
Okay. Spark, what's your question?
I think that if Alethos is looking for a way out, Akonis is looking up. I think my gather information's a little more about our current situation of like what do we have to worry about here? Like do I hear sounds of anyone coming closer for a fight? Do I see like weak spots in the wall, like that kind of stuff?
Okay. And Akonis, what are your two questions?
What seems strange here? And how can I get out?
Okay. I believe your roll was the highest at, what, 16?
I rolled a 16, yeah.
We'll resolve that first. What seems strange here, Akonis, your knowledge of a nature that seems to be sort of intrinsic with what you are is indicating to you that the walls of this cavern that you are currently ascending to get up to the top, they're fresh. These have been recently dug out.
Oh, are they paved walls? Like, or is it just
No,
dirt?
it's just stone.
Ooh, okay. That's good to know.
As for your how can I get out, there are several tunnel exits that you reckon might lead somewhere.
Okay.
Spark, you were asking about the general
Safety. Do I hear anyone
Safety.
coming? Do I see a tunnel that is sketch? Just
Yeah,
vibe?
none of the tunnels around you have any supports in them. Whatever these are not, they're not mines. They weren't built for human safety. You don't hear anyone coming towards you, but you do hear the set of one single footsteps running away down a tunnel. And Alethos, you're looking for a way out. You and Spark stop at the same tunnel because through that tunnel, as opposed to all the others that you check, you feel a breeze.
At the very least, this is somewhere else.
There's someone running down there. Her ears kind of in the direction of the tunnel.
Towards or away?
Away.
Well, if somebody else thinks it is a way out, they may be right. Just sort of turns back, waiting for Akonis.
I will come back down. There's plenty of pathways to try out, but I'm not sure if any of them or which ones will be most promising. And I can at least say that these tunnels are very new, which is strange for a place that is this old.
And maybe whoever's running down the hall knows something about it. I doubt the Lanther scary brother dude would care to run away from us.
Yeah,
Gigi,
you're right.
Maisie, were they up there?
I didn't see them. It's pretty sunken in down the middle, so they might be on the other side down a tunnel somewhere. But I didn't hear anything.
Maybe tunnels converge. Maybe that's who we heard running.
At the very least, I think we'd all have the thought to try and get out of here. Maybe we'll find them on the other side somewhere.
Yes, we will not find them here.
What do we want to do about her?
We can't leave her. I can carry her.
I think
Alethos.
that is for the best. Just sort of kind of glancing down, clearly very uncomfortable with the idea of taking her, but also not willing to leave her. It's very conflicting vibes on this fool. Also, clearly uncomfortable with the fact that they're purple now.
We can't forget your purple. Mm-hmm. Is there a way that you can hide her in your leaves and stuff? So that way it's not as obvious?
She's glowing pretty brightly, but I can try. Can I make a little backpack out of some branches on my back to put her in?
Yeah, in fact, your little internal acorn friend seems more than eager to make a little space for her to sit.
Oh no.
The branches grow the instant you have the idea. The branches grow a lot faster than you're usually able to command them.
Oh, this is new. Um, I would like to ask my acorn. Is I don't say that out loud. I would just like to think to the acorn. Is it safe to bring her with us?
You receive no response.
I hate this fucking thing. I will. I'm gonna turn to Spark and Alethos, because I are either of you comfortable touching her to put her in this cocoon that I have made on my back? Are either of you big enough?
I mean, I can be big enough. That's not size is not really an issue for me.
There's a sex joke in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Hot.
I will just get down close to where she is, and I'm just gonna think about Vines reaching out to kind of grab her and pull her into this little cocoon and see if it happens, since the acorn is very happy right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Terrifying. I hate
Acorn's
this.
happy.
It's not
Yeah.
foreboding at all. Yeah.
A
I
couple
don't like it.
vines sprout from in front of you, and they just gently carry her and place her within this little thing, and the lid closes. You can still see vague glowing coming from the enclosure, but it is pretty tight.
Is she
It's not
heavy?
a lot of light. No,
Is there-
not at all.
Okay.
Will you be able to tell if she wakes up in there?
I have a feeling, yes. I would prefer either to walk at the back or a good distance ahead in case she wakes up angry, so that the two of you aren't so close. Although, Spark, isn't she kind of your friend now?
Well, kind of. I mean, I played the game that they wanted to play, but like, I think it's kind of diffusing me.
And I would I would rather her not be too close to anybody other than myself if she wakes up. But I think I will get the sense. And I am going to think very hard at the acorn. You better fucking tell me if she wakes up.
The acorn gives you no indication that it was listening.
I hate this thing. Oh my god.
You guys begin to make your way down a dark, wet tunnel. As you seem to get deeper in, you pass a little puddle, and you can see that there's a little stream just dribbling its way down. You make your way deeper, and it seems that there is minimal chance that this tunnel will end before Adonis. Your foot bumps into something.
Is it a body?
No. Too small to be a body.
I will glance down.
It's a bit hard to see. If you wait for your friends to catch up to you, Alethos might be able to shed some light on it.
Yeah. I'll call back. There's something here. Alethos, if you can cast a little bit of light forward.
Yeah, I imagine that's not terribly difficult to do. Sort of focus that purpley glow at the ground. Probably just focus it like through like a foot or something, because they're, they hover. That's kind of their way, where they're not trying to be a person. You just sort of like point to toe.
You are met with two things. One, The water trickling down underneath you is tainted red at the current moment. It was not when you entered the tunnel. And 2, you accidentally kicked a little moss ball.
Oh no. I didn't mean to kick it.
I immediately scoop down and grab it, and I'm gonna hold it and look at it.
He unfurls this little mossy capybara. You see he sprouted a little flower on his head.
That's so
Um,
cute.
I'm so happy. I think Akana stops walking and kneels down and like is pretty close to tears and just looks at him and says, "I'm sorry it took me so long to find you, buddy. I was trying really hard. I hope you weren't too scared.
He does a little headbutt.
I promise I won't send you on any missions by yourself again. I am going to like I've all small enough. How small is small?
He's like,
Still pocket sized?
I'd say currently he's the size of a basketball. He's been sitting next to this water stream and just sort of vibing.
I am going to just hold him like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I will call over to my shoulder and say, I think there's blood in the water, but I found onion. So, is he bleeding? Does he
Is it
bleed?
onion blood?
Onion does not bleed.
Okay. Then I will just share. I think there's blood in the water.
Can I do the like dip a finger in the water, do this, like kind of sniff it? Am I getting blood or am I getting rust?
You're getting blood.
Blood. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not good.
I- Hmm.
What direction is the
apologize
water
for
coming?
kicking
The
you,
way
friend.
we.
The water is flowing towards you as you walk.
Okay, so it's like we're going upstream.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a problem.
That's not great.
Maybe
It's
whoever's
not-
footsteps we're following, they're not in the best shape. Which could be a good thing if it's not our friends.
I mean, given the way we got down here, I would be shocked if they were in good shape.
Yeah.
You guys carry on without incident. And eventually you make your way to a curve in the tunnel, and as you round the corner and see the water is taking this turn as well, there's a light at the end. You make your way to the light, and you come to a clearing in the reclaimed forest. A cavern has opened up here, and you see there are remnants of a camp. Someone had set up camp here and has long since gone.
Hey, gee, where's that blood coming from?
That blood is coming from not too far out. A figure who has stooped and is huddled over the river, the little creek that feeds into this cavern, and is drinking from it quite fervently. You see that they are in possession of dusk white hair. Their skin is really rather pale. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you see, Akonis used to handle a whip, and instead, a branch that comes out to a point kind of extends from their hand, and the end of it is a vine. It looks very much like a sewing needle, but it's made from branch and vine. And they hold it, and they're holding onion in one other hand.
The lance looks up from the riverbed, and they try to kick on their lance, but you see that the little metal rod that it protrudes from is broken. They are not looking well, and they stand up on a large stick that you can imagine they picked up right at the entrance. And they look at the three of you with the most defeated eyes in the world. And Akonis, you feel Onion wiggle free and take up a defensive stance in front of the lance
No.
while you're pointing your needle at them.
Motherfucker.
I think there's a very mirrored defensive stance when Alethos steps in front of Akonis, knowing what they're carrying.
Onion, what are you doing?
You still don't get it, do you? I'm not the bad guy.
I think we would beg to differ collectively as a group. I think we disagree with that.
If you act like the bad guy enough, there really is no difference.
What did I do? I did not kill any of you. I did not try to.
I mean, it felt like it, though.
Yeah,
It did.
We did have to make a volcano to escape your robot that we're trying to kill us, though.
Yeah.
It was a
I
significant
tried
concern.
to rationalize with you first.
No, you were very cryptic and didn't give a lot of information and really gave us no real winning position.
And became very antagonistic very quickly.
Yeah.
The point is, if I don't take that child back to where I'm from, a lot of good people are going to die. And I was simply doing what I needed to do to prevent that.
I think everyone's going to die if you take them.
Your little moss ball understands that. Why is it so hard for the three of you?
The little girl, the world-ending machine. How's that going to save anybody? What was it that annoying guy said? Like, a new loop, a new something.
She is what she decides to be.
She is what you would make her.
Not me. My emperor.
Does not matter who. You would be the driving force behind getting her there.
Like you weren't about to be for your brother Blight.
The guy that jackass. He's probably killed my entire family by now. Don't really want to give him any sort of power.
Yeah, we're not on his side.
You're more on his side than you know.
I really wish people would just start giving us direct answers instead of all these cryptic phrases.
Fine. If you promise not to kill me, I'll answer any question you want.
I'm not making any promises on that.
I won't kill you.
Thank you, tiny lizard thing.
Person. Not thing.
His name is Spark.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, it's Spark. Hi, nice to meet you. Your Lance?
The Lance.
The first name?
I was not given a name.
Oh. Like ever? You're kind of old.
No, that's not how we do things. Look, I know you don't like me. I get it. But your little moss ball does. We bonded. That has to count for something, right?
His name is Onion. If you
How was I
so
supposed to know that?
by asking the people who care for him instead of trying to kill them, which I understand you are not convinced that is what you were trying to do, but you are not without understanding. You must know how that looked.
Why do you look like that?
I am, I guess you would say, a product of extreme genetic mutation, experimentation on humanity.
Does everybody from north of the crater look like that? The crater? What is it called? The mountains?
The Rust Collar Scar.
The scar. Does everybody from north of the scar look like you?
No. Just the ones in the Emperor's enclave.
How is your emperor going to use her to save people?
I don't know.
But you trust that that will be the case.
The Emperor has not steered his people wrong yet.
That you know of. That you have been around for.
And I'm sure you understood your people to be scions of goodness and light before now. Everyone has critiques of the Empire. It's not my job to question them. I simply see more of the picture than they do.
Sometimes it is worth it to do more than is your job.
What do you think I'm trying to do here?
Self-preservation? An admirable pursuit.
Not self-preservation, to offer my aid to the people who need it the most. You need to take care of the issue where that spooky guy with the pikes for eyes is trying to take your thing, right?
As are you.
I can't very well take her back to the Empire if that big guy is hunting me down, can I?
And you do not see a third option.
The third option is I let the love of my life and many others die, and then I watch you die at the hands of Pike Guy.
So it is better that we all die.
Not at all. I would have you come with me. See for yourself. The place she wants to go is on that side of the scar anyway. What were you going to do with her? Kill her? That would make you an enemy of the planet.
I really just want her to wake up so I can understand what she does. I'm very confused by it. There was the guy that talked also very cryptically. They just said a lot of things about a river and a water wheel. I don't know. This is all very over my head.
I don't know what any of that is.
I don't either, and I lived it. Just understand my confusion.
It has been a very cryptic week. 2 days? 2 days. It has been a very cryptic 2 days.
I think it's still the same day.
I think we took on app.
Same day. Oh my god. So we
So
come
what
with you
is
to the
it?
Empire, and we all fight this Brother Blight guy.
I help you fight your brother Blight.
Not my brother.
and you consider coming back home with me.
And if we say no, you go back to trying to kill us?
No. I lay down here and I let my wounds take me. I have failed my mission and I have let my people down.
No need to be dramatic about it.
It's either that or Brother Blight kills me, which would be worse.
And if we come with you, who is to say we don't die at your empire's hands?
The Emperor would not kill a friend of an enclave.
If we do not let him take her, what's to say that generosity ends?
What other choice do any of us have?
Do you know when she's going to wake up?
No idea.
And you said she's going to be whatever she wants to be. So if she wakes up on the way, she might just kill us then?
She is no killer. Have you ever known a child to be a killer?
She is not a child. She is older than you can imagine.
She is more different than you can imagine. Would a killer have refused to do what your precious rust callers had asked? Knowing what she knew it would do to the planet and to its inhabitants. And you're her machine speaker now, yes?
What is that called? Is that like I can listen to her?
You can talk to her over great distances.
Yeah. Machine speaker.
Does she seem like a killer to you?
Not really. But I don't know, and it could be because of all the stories and such, but it felt ingenuine. So that's why I'm curious to see when she wakes up.
She's still learning to be a person.
You know, we have 2 other friends, and they might not be on board with this.
I can lead you to them.
Did they do that to you?
No, that was mostly the falling rocks and trees and things.
Oh, yeah. Sparkle kind of like turn her back to the lance and kind of like group huddle a little bit. Hold on.
Okay.
Echoes throughout this cave because I think we've established Spark can't super whisper very well. I don't. Look, I'm by no means anyone that's supposed to be making any sort of decisions because, like, look at me. But, like, do we have any other options? I don't think that we can fight Blight alone if it does come to that. And if it doesn't come to that, that means that we're turning this in. And I think they're going to kill us anyway. And that, like, it's a lot of bad on that side. And also, I don't know. I don't want to cause any more ripples at home. Everyone I know is still there, and I don't want bad things to happen to them because of us, you know? So having someone on our side could help, especially someone that can't get stuck in my traps. Turns back and glares.
You should build your traps to capture ether on every level.
I don't Noted. Will you teach me if we become partners?
If you agree to this and we prove to be allies afterwards, sure. Your technology down here is lacking.
I worked really hard on it, so that's fine.
That's not your fault. I don't mean your technology specifically.
Fine. Anyway, that's just my spill. Also, he looked really pathetic, and I feel bad if we killed him.
I'm not opposed to killing him, but I think you're right, Spark, that we're going to run into Blight either way. And allies are allies when it comes to him, I think. And I don't have anybody back at Farlight, but if he can hurt people that you all care about, then that needs to be taken care of. I'm not saying we go to the Empire, but I think a tenuous relationship right now isn't necessarily a bad idea.
I will agree to tenuous. I do not trust him.
No. Even if Onion has betrayed me, and I glare at Onion.
And he's just sat down and is like head cocked at the conversation.
Onion, what is wrong with you? We don't hand her over for any reason.
Agreed. For any reason.
And if it comes down to getting caught or separating again, what do we do?
My focus will be to get her out. If that means leaving me, that means leaving me.
Ideally, we won't have to, but I wouldn't put it past myself to do something stupid and play into his hands again. So if it comes down to that, I would rather you two get out.
I have a very watchful eye. If he does anything uncouth, I will report back.
Spark, if Archimicris starts to talk to you, will you let us know? If it sounds like she's going to wake up.
Of course. Though, tenuous? Is that what we
Tenuous.
said?
We take care of Blight. What comes after, we can figure out with more evidence.
Yeah, and the rest of the team.
Yes.
What they said. Looking back over at the lance now very seriously.
I will stand up and approach, sewing needle still in my hand, but turned downward. And I will hold out my other hand, kind of palm out in front of me. And I will use my... Which one is it? Well, does this count as a short rest?
Yeah.
I will spend one of my recoveries on the lance assuming that they are considered an ally now for
If the
mechanical
three of you agree
purposes.
to it, then yes, they are. An ally.
I don't want to make that decision.
Tenuous.
For like
Tenuous ally.
mechanical purposes, for now, that's probably when will we get to change that again? When will we have like a qualifying life event that we get to like reevaluate? It's like when you get to re-up your
insurance.
Yeah, like when can I take them off of my family plan?
Yeah.
my
That's-
family phone plan.
That's up to you guys.
I hold my hand out, and it's kind of this purplish, deep purple that kind of starts to turn black. Magic. It's almost like the black starts in the center, and it's almost like it's rotting from the inside out. But I will spend a recovery to let the lance do the recovery things, which they get to do more than just the basics because I'm a life weaver. I can't remember what the things are. Where's the recovery section? I don't know what the new book looks like.
Yeah, it's been fun fact, audience. The beacon is out. It's fully out. It's fully formatted. You can get it for the absolutely banner price of $25 on itch.io with the Pirate Gonzalez Games people. It looks beautiful. It is wonderful, and it is one of the best RPG books I've ever seen. It's very concise, very well put together, and it is. It's
all
been
the
a great
little
help.
character pieces.
Yep, every single class has a character art piece. They're all adorable and absolutely wonderfully designed. You get a really good feel for every class. Kian, have you found your thing yet?
I have found my thing. Maybe. I think I don't know what's wrong with them because they have the potential to regain HP, clear stress, regain MP, and then because I'm a life weaver, they get to choose 2 from reloading, clearing discord, clearing a condition. Yeah.
They're going to regain all of their HP and they're going to clear a condition.
Okay.
They nod and they look to the 3 of you. Now then, in the interest of being allies and getting to Blight unscathed, you should know that there is a secondary actor in this play. She's a goddess. An old goddess.
Love, isn't
She
it?
has... Correct. She has gathered something of a minor army at a pass to the north of here. Something we will need to get back to your friends.
Cool.
Wait, hold on. We need an army to go find our friends? Or we got to get past the army?
No, Love has an army.
I think we have to fight the army, Spark.
I'm just a little guy. I don't know if I could take on a whole army.
I can divert the army away.
Oh, okay.
We will rest here. I will repair my weapon. I can handle an army easy. You guys will have to handle Love. I do not know if I can kill a god.
And do you think we can?
I know that you can. The other 2 I have yet to see. If Spark could not contain me, then perhaps not. But I think that you have potential.
You just teleported out of them. It's just ropes. What am I supposed to do about that?
I apologize. For clarification, you have said that you believe our friend here is capable of killing a god.
More than.
Understood.
Does this have anything to do with me breaking containment?
Yes.
Huh?
The Perfection told me that, right? Did Perfection or did the Lance tell me that I broke containment? The Lance told me.
No, Perfection told you. The Lance just called you the Acorn Project, I believe, is the occurrence.
This is all
If that is
terrible.
not how it happened, that is what I am retconning it to, because I am the god of this game, and the narrative is mine, plus theirs. But also, this
And
feels
Ian
like
can take you out.
a really minute detail.
I will turn to Spark and Alethos, and the weird, confusing guy. He said that I broke containment somehow. I have no idea what he means by that, but as far as I know, I woke up in the reclaimed woods.
The reclaimed wastes, yes.
Wastes. As far as I know, I woke up in the reclaimed wastes just on a random day, and I used to be a resident of Farlight, but I am gathering that that might not be the case.
Not quite.
Care to enlighten the class?
Let us set up camp, and I will regale you with the tale this evening.
And teach me how to cast ions or whatever. Basic and throw lesson.
I suppose I can also do that, yes.
Yes, that is a requirement to you staying alive. You have to be nicer to Spark.
I don't understand how I have been rude to Spark.
Compliment their traps.
You have
Sure,
good
it's really
traps for people who exist on this plane.
Don't.
You've taken the sentence too far.
Spark is smiling, just ear to ear, like I have good traps. Unfazed by the like underhanded comments and stuff. Never sink in, at any point ever.
Okay. You guys set up camp together. The Lance builds their own little sort of tent a little ways away from the camp, and has laid out what appears to be a fold-out workbench of some kind, of a technology that none of you have ever seen before. And they are working on their lance.
Lethos is hovering, in both senses of the word, I guess.
Yes.
Aware that they're being weird, aware that they're encroaching on this fool's personal space, not caring.
They do not seem to notice you at all while they work,
Perfect.
unless you say something to them.
Nah, that's my preference. Ignore me, and I'm creeping on your project.
Is anyone interested in doing any particular downtime activities while you all rest?
I want to interrogate my capybara.
Sure.
Can I roll? Can I roll gather information?
Yeah.
To understand
Absolutely.
why Onion suddenly trusts the Lance. Can I? It's not a specific skill, but he's my best friend.
Are you asking for an accuracy?
Yes.
I will allow you, because Onion is your best friend, to have an accuracy on rolls related to communicating with Onion.
Oh, that brought it to a 19.
Okay. You may ask me a question.
What did the Lance do to gain Onion's trust?
You are sitting with Onion, and you are attempting to suss this out, and you reach out to sort of pet Onion. And in this moment of almost raw impulse, the plant part of you that isn't the acorn, that you've sort of learned to control on your own, wraps around this flower and mingles with the roots a little bit. And you find yourself gaining a flashback of Onion's time with the Lance. It starts with nothingness, as Onion is contained in the glove, but once the Lance has freed themselves from that outpost, they let Onion out, and Onion is reasonably angry and offensive, almost like a cornered and caged animal attempts to bite the Lance. But eventually the Lance leaves Onion out to just sort of hang out, but on a leash. And Onion gets hungry. Onion's an animal, basically, and needs to eat. And the Lance left them food out. So Onion reluctantly, begrudgingly moves over to the Lance's side of their camp to eat. In the morning, the Lance returns Onion to the ball, and you cut forward. The Lance releases Onion again and is just sort of studying him. And he steps back and he lets go of Onion's leash. And Onion reasonably just dashes off in a direction, eventually coming face to face with a beastie of the reclaimed wastes. Onion gets cornered by this thing, and in comes the Lance, swinging in and beating this beast down. And the Lance cooks the monster for Onion, who, again, begrudgingly opts to stay by the Lance's side until you can sort of feel in the mind, until he can be returned to you. You hit one final moment where the Lance has sort of just decided to let Onion stay out, and they connect in sort of a not dissimilar way. The reason Onion sprouts the flower, and the Lance begins to understand that you are just a little bit different from the rest of your friends, and you might be reasoned with, because Onion believes that you can be reasoned with, based on everything that the Lance has sort of espoused to Onion over the few days that they were together. And you are returned to your body, to your form. And Onion is just sitting there, head cocked.
I pet Onion and I say, we're going to have to talk more about this, buddy, but I'm glad he wasn't mean to you. And I will go about making Onion a nice little bed. Sort of give him a cozy place to curl up. And I'm going to take my Archimicris backpack off of my back somehow, if I can.
Yeah, you can just attach it.
And I will just have it in front of me just so that I could see it instead of having it at my back. As I join the others around the campfire for story time. I'm so offended. This is the worst possible reunion you could have given me with Onion. You had to... You didn't have to make the Lance Onion's new friend.
I promised you would get Onion back, didn't I?
This is disrespectful. I can't believe this.
Any other downtime activities?
I have one that will likely happen after I have a chat, if that works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spark is just now very interested in whatever that this individual has to say about trapping people in a different dimension, as that is quite literally Spark's obsession, is different dimensions and where are they and what are they and how did these creatures get here, and I can trap people that go in between them. So I don't know if that is hit the books, if that's training, even though technically I don't think I'm picking up a background skill, so maybe just make something with them.
So what you're going to be doing with them is creating a ritual.
Ooh, okay.
They sit you down before it's time to settle down and tell the tale. And they produce something, tiny blue crystals that seem to sort of shift and change on their own, and they offer them up to you.
What are they called?
These are echo crystals. They can be found in the scar, in the caves underneath, and they can be found in areas of high concentration of dimensional material. So if you find some old observatory or other place, they connect to the layers of reality that are different from this one, which is what I do. I'm able to connect with every version of myself and scatter myself so widely across each layer that I am incapturable. What you need to do is bind these crystals to your traps.
They were trapped in every dimension.
Correct.
Is that like a magical ability you have, or is that like a more you were born with like cool things?
The best way I can describe it is it's an implant.
Oh. Okay. That's very cool.
Thank you. I think.
Other than the fact that I think you're probably tried to kill us, even though you say you didn't. You're all right. You're very interesting. As long as, I don't think you're going to turn that lamp on me.
I think the best way is I can put this is I had no intention of killing you. However, if you died of your wounds whilst resisting me, that was like, I feel like that's different, but I guess not.
Not really.
Sure. So Spark, if you'd like to, what's the cost to cast the ritual? It costs an echo crystal.
Uh-huh.
The ritual is performed simply by binding or infusing the rope with the echo crystals, so you can grind them up or whatever,
Yeah.
What could go wrong? I'll say this is actually pretty safe because the lance is showing you how to do it.
Okay. Cool. Beans. Can I add my tinker to it?
Absolutely.
Since I'm ranked 2, is that 2 accuracy or you take the highest, right?
Yes.
Of the 2 dice? Okay.
2 accuracy, you roll 2 dice, take the highest.
Beautiful. Oh wow, my D20 was cocked, but I got a 5 and a 6 on the accuracy dice. So 6 there. And then a natural 20. I'm back on my orange die, baby. It's bringing it back again.
Yeah,
26.
the spark die. So you managed to grind a crystal up and infuse one of your rope traps with it. And the lance finishes fixing their gauntlet, releases a beast into the trap to demonstrate. It seems to be a beast. It looks desynchronized like the lance looks when they do their bit, and it hits the trap, and you see the rope spring up and force it back into this layer.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they retreat the beastie, and your trap is able to sort of reset itself.
When you teleport and do this thing and then go across the different dimensions, can you see them?
I get a brief glimpse.
What's the coolest one you've seen?
It's hard to say. There are layers that are technically inaccessible to me because they are layers where the Rust Callers did not ruin this world. And therefore, I had no reason to exist.
Oh.
But I do get glimpses because I think of it like a velocity that I have. I'm able to sort of break the barrier briefly. They're very beautiful. This planet was lovely.
Were there lots of tomatoes?
Yes.
My new favorite food, and I ate the last one ever.
Okay.
Sorry, I forget that you weren't on this like whole adventure with us. That's a lot. Anyway. Thank you.
Of course.
So then the dimensions that you go are like only different iterations of this world, not like new places.
Correct. Echoes of what could have been.
The Echo Crystal.
Yes.
So I don't really know how to ask this question, and I haven't really known how to ask this question for anyone literally in the room with me currently. You said that where the worlds haven't been ruined, there was no reason for you to exist. Were you created by like a person?
I was created by the Emperor.
Oh.
When the Carbon Imperium first started to expand, or attempt to expand beyond the scar, and he discovered these crystals, he put to work some of the greatest minds he could find in creating a soldier capable of following these echo crystals where they go, no matter what. Through that, I was able to pass an impassable mountain. I was able to make my way down here. I am not the only Emperor's soldier who made it past the scar. And the lance will sort of turn to Akonis and Alethos in the camp, set on Akonis for a moment, and then turn back to you, Spark. But that is a story I'm going to have to tell all three of you, in the interest of honesty with everyone.
We're a team now.
Yes. A
Wait.
team.
Okay, never mind. I figured it out.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. They pick up their trap and like scurries off and starts digging in their bag and just starts to tinker with something. While whatever story will be told will be told. It's their campfire project.
And the lance will sort of settle by the fire. You see they pull out a little leather water pouch, but they pour out that thick red liquid that you saw them drink when you did the ritual. They pour themselves a glass and then pour 3 more and offer them to the 3 of you. They stop at you, Alethos, and hesitate for a moment before going, do you drink? Do you consume? I mean, like, not drink alcohol, as is colloquially understood, but, like, are you capable of ingesting organic matter?
Sort of waits, lets them stumble over the question for a minute. Yes, I'm capable.
And then hands you the glass.
What is it?
This is a specialty drink from up north called ambrosia.
Hmm.
It is made from the nectar of, and I know how this is going to sound, blood trees.
You have trees that bleed?
Their sap is red like blood.
Does it taste like maple?
Are you familiar with honey?
Yes.
It's more of a honey flavor.
that sound like it can be better than that old weird stuff that other guy in the tree had.
Okay.
Spark's just gonna keep doing it and never explain anything to this individual.
You see them take a long drink of this stuff before wiping their mouth and turning to you, Akonis. I don't have all of the answers. I'd like to start with that.
Any context you can provide?
I know the two following things. My first venture down south was to retrieve samples from the natural ecosystem here. I found an acorn, I found a patch of moss, and I found an apple with a dead fairy inside. And I brought them back to the Emperor. The acorn was from that tree over there. He points to the big tree that sort of hogs the center of the reclaimed wastes. We were working on new projects after I was made. And you, well, you apparently longed to be home. And so when your being awoke, we had kidnapped one of your kind from the wastes and embedded the acorn into it. And we're not sure how you got back down south.
When did that happen?
When did you wake up?
What did we say, 6 months ago-ish?
I think so, yes.
That sounds right. Not more than 6 months ago.
This was about a year ago.
Does when they're explaining the story, are there any memories or anything coming to me?
Nope.
Is the acorn saying anything?
The acorn, you feel, is almost indignantly silent.
Okay. For reasons I will not explain, I feel like you were telling the truth. So what was the plan for me?
You were going to be awoken and inducted into the Emperor's Enclave like I was.
To do what?
Whatever task the Emperor saw fit for you.
And are there any others like me? Is there...
There were 2 more projects built. One man of moss, and one man of ghosts.
I'm gonna reach over to Onion and scoop him in.
I don't
Is
know
that-
what that thing is.
Names, please. Even that has a name.
I don't know what onion is,
Appreciated.
but the moss being was inducted to find the tower and was titled, as I was, the Farseeker's Kapesh. And the Ghost Man was inducted to find her tower before I got back. And he was titled Phantom of All.
Phantom of Awe?
All.
All. And are they the only two that are south of the scar right now?
Neither of
Of
them
the-
are south of the scar. Just you
So-
and I.
Cool. Well, same way that Blight is not my brother. I am not a soldier of the Emperor, and I will appreciate you refraining from calling me as such.
I thought Brother Blight was just a title. I did not understand that I was implying your specific relation to them.
They're not. I don't have a relation to them. They all met Brother Blight before I did. I've maybe never been to Farlight. Why would that tree want to find this girl? And I will point to Archimicarus.
The world is not a stagnant thing. Every aspect of its being wants, and it wants desperately. Some part of this planet knows what she is capable of and wants her to restore order.
I will turn to the other two. I need to sit on that for a little bit. If anybody else has questions they want to ask.
I feel like I have every question, like ever. With a lot of them. So you don't know, there is a moth guy. Moth, points onion, but that's not them.
No, I don't know what onion is. I've never seen anything like onion ever.
Me neither. That's Bethel. Go a little scritch.
Onion sort of chirps at that.
Woof, woof.
I think
What is
Olivos has kind of been hovering, not really sitting down, not really drinking the drink, just kind of being very, like, I don't know, affronted kind of by this whole situation. But I think they sort of sit down now. You've seen the echoes. You said you have seen what this world could be if it were different.
Correct.
But you do not want to make it that. You do not. You don't think it necessary.
It is not my place to want for such things. It is my place to want to save the people I love. And the only way to do that is to bring her home.
How is he gonna save them? What is wrong? What does the Emperor want to do?
The Emperor wishes to use her to revert the damages that the moving city causes to the planet. Not damages like the Rust Callers did, but truly and properly killing the Earth.
They are Arethians. They had names as well.
Did you have a name before you were a Lethos?
I didn't need another one.
The point being, names are the most fluid part of any being, including an empire. Before the Rust Callers, there were the Arethians. Before Akonis, there was the Acorn Project. Before the Lance, there was nothing. This grip you have to the past does not make sense to me.
And your inability to see its import makes no sense to me.
I understand its import only in that they left behind a device which can be used to save many.
And you would use it to save few.
Not at all.
You want to bring back your people. You want to save those you care about. That I understand. Do you not see that I want the same thing? Would at
And what
least
does
like the
clinging to their
option.
name do for that?
It's how we remember them. I do not remember them as the Rust Callers. I do not remember them for the one accident that left a scar on this land. I remember them for what they created, what they did. Remember them for who they are, who they could be. If she was used for what she was intended, if she did her job. I remember them as people, not as a history, because I was there.
And now you're here.
I never got to leave.
No, you didn't. A shame. Not in any sense that I don't wish you were here. You're very strong. And you have a lot of potential in you.
I don't wish to have left with them. I wish for them to have been brought back as they should have been.
So did they make it where they didn't come back?
Her job, among many, as I understand it, was to do so, if need be.
Fix the planet, then bring everyone home? But they chose not to? For some reason.
To reset to a particular echo. This concept is a bit foreign. Something like that.
It would make sense. You did not have echoes in your own time. The world was not so fragmented before the Arethians let their hubris get the better of them.
They had a failsafe. They should have had a failsafe. She decided not to be.
Tell me then, Alethos, do you resent her for that? And furthermore, I wonder what temptations you're resisting.
I do not know that I resent her. I resent that singular choice. She has the potential to make another choice.
What do you think happens to everyone on this planet when that does happen?
That was going to be my question.
And furthermore, what do you think is going to happen to you?
Why is this iteration of me more deserving than all of them? Than the potential that was lost from this world?
Because the potential that this world has now is the one that we got.
It's all by chance?
All things are.
If they wanted to reset the world to a certain echo, what would have happened to everyone that was still on the planet? They would just cease to exist in that echo and go to another? Or just the Eurethians would switch to the new echo?
Just the Eurethians.
So maybe Archimicus wanted to put in the work, not bail.
That work was not her job.
No, but they made her a person. So she had opinions, thoughts,
I
choices.
do not know that they did.
Points to body. Who
I
did?
that I do not know. I was not this. When I was with the Eurethians, I was not like you.
You
They did not
the
make us like this.
computer brain?
Something of the sort. We had names. We were entities. We were not people.
But you had people thoughts?
I think they sort of sit back at that. Because I don't know that they believe that they did.
Hmm.
So Lithos is just quietly confused. Just sort of processing a lot of information at this point.
So then, if y'all are wanting to use Archimicus to fix things, are you wanting to hop to a different echo? Or fix things?
According to the Emperor, it is well within her power to really, truly, properly fix the parts of the planet that we destroyed.
How do you know she will?
Because it's what she wants to do.
She did want me to find him.
She did at one point wish to do what she was intended for as well.
But then she gained personage. And she made a choice.
And she may make a choice again. And it may not be one you like. Are you prepared for those consequences?
Not my consequences to be prepared for. Are you prepared for that?
I'm prepared to hear her out.
That is not the question. Are you prepared to let her make a choice you disagree with? Or are you a hypocrite?
There is no choice that she could make now that is worse than the one she has already made.
No, not even if she were to crack the planet. What if it were in her ability to snuff out the suns? Or well within her right to erase you without a second thought?
I think Alethos looks guilty. But says, the people I want back are already gone. The people I have now will be here with me regardless.
As you say. I'm going to get some rest before I take on an army. I suggest you do the same before you take on a god. Lance will stand up and flip the tiny metal rod of their weapon in their hands before tucking it behind their ear like a pencil.
Squirt kind of stands up real quick, like, wait. Scurries back over to him.
You see them desynchronize for an instant and then resynchronize with a small, round red object in their hand. And they turn around and toss you a tomato.
Now I have to make a toe gift.
You don't have to give me anything. You spared my life.
But I already made it.
Don't eat the whole thing.
No, I'm going to take the thieves out this time. I'm going to be smart about it. But I already made you something.
They turn around and look at you.
And they're holding just like what looks just kind of be like a little necklace of sorts, you know, like a little shitty rusty chain, but like what they had definitely has little baubles that are clearly like knobs because she has so many fucking knobs. A bag full of them. And you know, tried to make like a little wire like sculpture thing to kind of just look similar to a lance, but it seems to have like some little like kind of crystal kind of like the base of it. It's not like it's more like probably a couple of pieces of like plastic or glass or something and then to it. I didn't really know what you would need because you like to zoop around and do cool thing, but this'll blow up if you throw it at someone. Basically just made a little bomb trap necklace for them. You're going to help me be survivable, I'll help you be survivable.
I appreciate the effort that you went through to make this. I will make sure to throw it at Brother Blight.
Yes, a very important throw. Or if you need to like get a smoke screen to get away or something. That would be cool too.
Yes. And they will turn around and go back to their little tent on the outskirts of camp. And that feels like a
Connor?
good time. Yep.
Just
Go
to-
ahead.
narratively, Akanas has gathered a little bed for Onion also by the Lance's tent. So that Onion can choose where he wants to sleep. Because I'm furious at him. But I will never begrudge him that. So if he wants to sleep by the Lance, at least he will be comfortable. And as I'm doing it and the Lance comes over, I just start muttering about what kind of leaves Onion likes best and which ones are softest, and make sure that there's no sharp rocks on the ground. And I start just giving instructions. And I don't look at the Lance at all. I get up and walk away before they say anything. But Onion has a bed there, and one by me. And now you have to decide where Onion is going to sleep. And I want you to know there's a wrong choice, and I'm going to cry if you make the wrong choice. That's a threat.
As we go to break, we will leave on the image of Onion curling up at your feet.
Thank you.
Very specifically dragged the bed over to wherever your legs were and curled up so that he would be touching you.
Thank you.
Sweet baby.
And we're going to go ahead and take a goofy little 10, a little tenor, everybody. We'll get back. We'll do Alethos's downtime activity, and then we'll jump into combat. Yay! Everybody loves fighting.
Why is that a threat? Why you gotta threaten us?
When it's a
I'm not
god.
threatening you. That's just a fact of what is about to happen. Is you
But
guys
it's a
are going
threatening fact.
into combat.
Don't like it. All right,
But
we'll
it's
be
the fact
back.
that's a threat.
with that, baby.
We're having a normal one.
Just regular.
Totally normal.
We're so ready.
Just normal and regular.
Last we left off, the Lance was resigning for the evening to leave the rest of you to your devices. Onion has curled up next to Akonis to sleep the night away. And Alethos, you had a downtime activity that you wanted to do.
I did. Yeah, I think as sort of everybody's kind of, we've had our little bonfire night, we've had our little campfire chit chats, lore drops, terrifying things of that nature. I think Alethos sort of also, pulls back. Is Archimicarus, the backpack which contains Archimicarus, is that still attached to you, Akonis, or is there like a setup, a sleeping bag with a sleeping AI in it?
It is currently a sleeping bag.
Cool.
And if I am asleep, I have put my arm over it.
Okay.
I assume that we are keeping some kind of cycle of watches.
Well, I don't really sleep, so
delightful. I mean, questions.
No,
comments,
the horrors
but
plague me constantly, but yeah.
it's cool. It's casual.
Yeah.
But yes, it is not attached to my body currently.
Okay, because I would feel slightly weirder doing what I'm about to do if it was. I don't know that it would stop me though. Alethos has spoken to Archimicarus before. Granted, it looked a little bit different. They weren't right here. I want to see if I can speak to them or get into their head or something while they're interface, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of hesitance there, even after they've decided that they're going to do it. I think they just sort of sit, the two of these fools sleeping, just sort of sit next to them for an uncomfortable period of time before they actually get the courage to sort of, I imagine it just looks like reaching out a hand and interfacing with her the same way that they would interface with any sort of technology. Fully expecting like that corruption that happened a number of times to happen before.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, let him Tate.
Come up here if you want to. Or just keep shouting like a weirdo.
We'll Tate at his leisure.
He will Tate at his leisure. Yeah.
So I don't know if this feels like a hit the books. Perhaps it doesn't feel like a gain contacts. I'm looking at the rules for that, and that doesn't sound like what this is. It feels more hitting the books. Oh, what a lad.
Hit the books. Let's see here.
If there's something that you think fits better, I'm very open. I think that's what makes sense from what I know is going to happen.
I think hit the books makes sense. Yes, I will
Okay.
allow that to be your action for this.
Okay, cool.
The books is her brain.
The books is her. She is the books. We're all tome heads here,
We're all
including
tome
her. Her head
heads
is
here.
her head is a tome.
Her head is nothing if not a tome.
Who among us, All right.
Oh, just for my knowledge and continuity, do I still have one of the legit tomes? Because I had one in the big
Yeah.
mix-up. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I'm still in charge of that.
You still got a tome? What was the roll?
Can I use my background of arcane interface, or does that
Yeah, that's fine.
not apply? Okay. Let me see. That is it's a 9 and a 5 on the advantage, so 14.
14.
Anything?
You can ask the GM up to 3 questions about your topic before they answer. One of their answers can be untrue.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I think they
Favorite
go into
sentence.
this. Mm-hmm. It's fine. Everything's fine. I trust you implicitly, as is smart. So I imagine this. Alethos at the very least goes into this imagining that it is going to look like the last time that they spoke to someone similar to themselves, and we all know how that ended. I am purple now. So I don't know if that. I don't know. How does it look? What is the vibes of trying to speak to her like this?
When you go to touch her and interface with Archimicarus, there's no bleed over at all.
Okay.
She is a, as far as you can tell, a perfectly sealed container of data.
Okay. So I'm not getting in the same way that I have.
No, you are. It's like you're interfacing with a solid piece of technology.
Oh. Okay, so I guess. Okay, 3 questions. First question. Sounds like no. Is she like me? Did she become in the same way that I did?
Mm-hmm. Second question.
Yep. Oh man. Can she wake up willingly? Can she come out of this, or does she need some like help to do that? Or, wait for the clock to run down or what have you? Or is it within her control?
Okay.
And I don't know if this is something I can get, depending on how far I can get into her little noggin. But at the very least, the question on Alethos' mind is, what is her actual goal? Like, at this point, what does she want from us?
Okay. Question 1. Is she like you? Yes. Absolutely. She was built on purpose the same way that you were built on accident. As you sort of begin to root around in her logs and her memories, you find that the formula, the combination of circumstances and chemicals that made you is what they were attempting to do when they made her. And of course, that comes with 2 realizations. One, that she had 2 siblings before her that were prototypes for this. One is in your mind, and the other one is you.
What?
Question number 2.
Okay.
Can she wake up? She can, eventually. Whether it is by will or by some sort of trigger or condition being met, you're not sure. She seems to be in some sort of self-applied dormant state, as she has currently been disconnected from the only power source she's ever known. And 3, what does she want? You get the sense that she wants to play a game. She wants to have fun.
Alethos hates this. I'm also having a time about it. Yeah, I think Alethos was very hesitant to do this in the first place, knowing how it ended up last time, how she is significantly more powerful, and ergo it could end up a lot of different ways. But I think, especially at that last question, they stay a lot longer than they had intended to. Just digging for an answer that means something. Because I want to play that's not enough for them. That is a non-answer. And it may be the only answer she has, it may be the only answer that they find. It frustrates them to no end. Because then that means that what she did before may have all just been for fun. To play a game, to do something goofy and silly. And they can't reason with that. And they know that they won't be able to. So they're spending an uncomfortable amount of time interfaced, trying to hack deeper in, and probably coming up with absolutely jack, but
yeah, the extra time that you spend in her mind is felt almost cat and mouse-ish. Like the things that you're trying to pull up are things that she's intentionally hiding from you.
Like I'm giving her what she wants.
She's playing a game.
Right. And I think realizing that this is exactly what she wants, he just unceremoniously just jacks out of the interface situation. They go to walk away, but they don't go far. Just sort of pacing around camp in that hovering an inch off the ground kind of way.
And the last thing you hear for but a brief moment before we cut to morning, you can't quite make out the words, but you understand the rhythm and the tonality of prayer enough to understand that the Lance is praying in their tent before they curl up to go to sleep. And then we cut to morning. Everybody wakes up, pick up their things. The Lance has experimented with their Lance more than a couple times just to make sure that it's working, and they've desynced and resynced with this layer of reality over and over again. And they look to the three of you and they go, "Are you ready?"
Are you ever really ready to fight a god?
I don't know.
You need to find out.
Good luck. I will hopefully see you on the other side.
We have a rendezvous point in
I'll find you.
right?
Delightful.
Very good at that. How do you do that?
I will tell you when I find you.
Feel mysterious.
I have to be for this one.
Okay.
And they desync and disappear.
This is Akonis. Did they tell us where to go?
The mountain path?
I imagine a god will be hard to miss. Perhaps we do it without fighting. Or at least try.
I don't really want to piss off a god, but also maybe hits hard, and Gigi had a lot of, and we don't have that. So, I mean, I can make, but I'm only one person.
Yeah, unfortunately, the form does not come with the skills.
I agree that not fighting would be a better option in this case.
They said it was love, yes? Perhaps they will be reasonable.
If we trust what was the other one? Vanity? It wasn't really. That's what kind of the thing.
Perfection, I
About
believe.
that. If we trust them, then apparently this person's pretty cruel. But they might also just have like a bad experience with love. The person and the feeling. The God and the feeling.
So
Only one way to find out.
and we can keep fighting as a plan B of sorts. Yes?
Yes.
You guys
Let's go
begin.
find love.
You guys begin to march. It is a long trek, and the pass that you come to is not really more mountain pass. It's a series of trees that have grown unnaturally and have become intertwined with one another. These trees stand out from the rest of the reclaimed waste in that their leaves are a pinkish color, and actively fluttering down as you walk through this almost redwood-esque tunnel of unnaturally intertwined trees. You see various camps have been left abandoned, all but recently. It would seem that the Lance is doing their job and running their end of the bargain quite efficiently. As you come to one lone camp in the center, where sits upon a throne of gold a helmet with a single horn protruding from the top, and a trident at her hip. You see a, maybe not stout, but more muscular woman sitting on the chair, very clearly related to the god that you met before. Same olive skin, same black hair, although hers is done in several very intricate braids. She sits and she denotes all of you as you approach. Hello, interlopers.
Hello. Seems a bit harsh.
Not so harsh as interfering in the order of things, huh?
If there are things which involve us, are they not ours to interfere with?
Excellent question. Except they weren't always yours to interfere with. No. You three are new.
That's what we hear.
Are you upset by this?
Of course not. It's more entertaining. And I do get so dreadfully bored.
So then you should like us to continue interfering.
No, of course not.
I do not understand.
See, when we usually get to this time around, and Perfection has warned me you were coming, by the way. Thank you for that. We being the three of us, lose to Brother Blight quite easily. And the old gods are nothing without our former glory. But you are not Brother Blight. Not one of you is as singularly as strong as he is. So, this time around is my time around. I get my cycle-changing weapon, and you guys get to walk away alive.
What would you do with it?
I would make things more peaceful.
How exactly?
Are you familiar with the colloquialism, all's fair in love and war?
Heard it once or twice.
They do this thing where they present love and war as a dichotomy. As though when you love someone, you aren't fighting for your very life and being. No, it's a redundancy. Love is war. It's a more noble pursuit than any violent war could ever pursue. Nobody has to die when you love someone. Not typically. So, using your little prize there to make the world more peaceful, and create a world in which love is more prominent. All's fair in love, isn't it?
See, the thing is, that sounds nice, but I don't get the sense that that would be the best choice.
And who are you to know better than a god?
Fair question. Somebody who has to live in this world.
You won't have to
And
live in it for
live.
very long.
Well, ideally I would like to. And I would have to live with whatever consequences come from these decisions. Whereas all of you can kind of remove yourselves until the
Like
next
a go
cycle.
around.
Exactly.
We're also people that don't have to look at the big picture all the time and all the details and know all the things and all the options. That can sometimes bring clarity. Step back and don't focus on the everything.
Akonis pointedly steps back so that Spark can speak. Because Spark is doing way better.
And you left your family behind, correct?
Yes,
Do you love them?
more than anything.
And let's suppose for just a moment that I could show you the bigger picture. And that you saw that carrying on as you are leads to nothing but devastation for your family and your loved ones.
But you said we're new. We're new to this go around. We're new to doing this. How do you know how we're going to bend?
Clever girl. Hi, yes. Hi, buddy.
Tater
Wow.
agrees.
Tater says, wow.
He does say wow. He says it a lot.
He's right. Let him cook.
What about you two? If you could prevent devastation for a loved one, would you?
Sort of guilty looking down.
You're kind of looking at half of all the loved ones I have, so whatever they decide is kind of what I'm gonna go with.
Our guys get all big and just looks up at you for just a moment and then looks back.
And let's suppose that you yourselves were destined to start a war. Would you hand it over then? Or do you love each other enough to let this petty little thing go and leave it to the big guns?
I don't think our lives are a petty thing. They're all we know. They're our holy distance. You get lots of go around. We don't. Why not make this the best we can?
Mortals. So attached to their own mortality.
That's all we got.
All
Look,
right,
I
fine.
only lived like 10 years max. I really got this down packed. The whole like life and death thing. Yeah.
Constantly, those just meat eyes like,
Oh god.
is this a child? What have we done?
We grow up fast.
Why, buddy? What makes you so sure that you walk out of this alive?
Nothing.
See, now it's different for me to say that with such confidence because I know I'll walk out of everything alive.
Will you?
I have
If you-
every time.
Ever go around?
Every single one.
You have not succeeded in this. Yes?
No, of course not. Brother Blight is a whole new beast. I don't know what they're on.
They're not in other go arounds either. They're new like us.
They are. Very
That's
peculiar
fine.
mortals.
What about Farlight in general? Is it there?
Farlight circles back around, but Farlight is no more a concept than love or perfection or apathy or anything. So I suppose there might be a god of Farlight out there somewhere.
And you intend, if you succeed this time around, to eradicate war,
Yes.
which you equate with love.
Only in the sense that love is fighting for something, same as war. It's more noble, don't you think?
I think the logic of that phrase is flawed on many principles, but if you equate the two, and if love ceases to be, will you not as well?
Has
If
love not
war-
already ceased to be in this place?
No.
As perfection?
Do you know that if love ceases to be, that you will continue? Are you certain? Are you ready to be made certain?
I don't need to be made certain. Love, like the rest of my horrid family, is as fundamental to this world as it will be the next time. Nothing exists without it.
What do you love? Nothing exists without it. You exist. Ergo, you must possess it of your own accord. What do you love?
What do you love?
They asked you first.
I'm a goddess. I get priority.
Only if I relent.
Very well. She sits back.
I have loved people who have long since ceased to be. Does that suffice?
Would you love them even next time, as aware as you were what would happen and become of them?
Wouldn't that make you love them harder?
Or love them less?
No.
I haven't stopped. Does that answer your question?
You haven't stopped because you lose everything every time the world cycles over. You haven't stopped because, as far as you're concerned, this is the only time you've loved them. I truly have no interest in fighting. My preparation for war was strictly because Brother Blight does not do well with Archimicarus.
I figured that much.
And I think that your little lizard friend, among the rest of you, is interesting enough to make this worth my while. So, in the interest of loving those who've lost, and hoping that this time around you can prove that my being without it is still fact enough for me to exist, you get one chance. Not that you'll remember that you got one chance. But one chance feels fair, don't you? Agree?
That's all we really need. Looks expectingly at the other two.
Lethos is going through it. The face journey that's happening is messy at best. They've been asked the real questions by every single person we've come across.
One chance to prove that us keeping Archimicarus is the right choice.
One chance to prove that my act of love for you is the right choice.
Okay.
That sounds like a deal to me. We're not going to know any better anyway, right? So we got to prove it now.
Yep.
Just so you know, it is customary from Farlight, this new iteration, that when we broker a deal, you have to give me a tomato.
You
Econis
have
is
a
trying
tomato.
so hard to keep a straight face.
A second secondary tomato. I made a deal with someone else for a tomato. Now I make a deal with you
That
for
was
a
their
tomato.
tomato. You have to bring your own tomato.
As I understand, you have it well within your power to make more tomatoes.
Can
with
you
that
just
one.
extend your love a little bit more to give Spark a tomato? What is one tomato
Unfortunately,
to
I
a
do not
god?
possess the same abilities as my brother.
Apparently, one tomato to a
cannot
god
just-
is a lot.
I cannot just pull things from the past willy-nilly as though they belong here.
Love has no sway over tomatoes. Understood.
That is
Okay.
correct. They are a vegetable without love.
They're a fruit, technically.
They're a fruit?
Yes, botanically speaking.
That's gonna change what soil I need.
I'm not a botanist.
I'm not either. That's fine. Letting us live, I guess, is deal enough.
Now go. And if you find yourself up north, look for the house above the river. Something fun waiting for you there, if you survive that long.
I'm gonna go into
Something
so many
fun.
houses above rivers.
Something fun that's going to kill us?
Well, I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Okay.
I like dealing with these gods. I feel like I'm doing a crossword puzzle at all times.
I will very slowly walk past Love, and the whole time I'm doing that circling thing where I won't turn my back to her until I'm walking backwards. Did she try to kill me?
No.
God, I want to fight her so bad.
In fact, she dispels her trident entirely.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I think as they're walking away, Alethos does that thing that Alethos want to do and has not done yet, so as to not piss her off. But like very similar to how Akana sort of circles without turning their back, Alethos just also sort of circles and then glitches, and for a second they look like Love, and then they're back. Just sort of keep walking. Just trying it on. Just downloading it, you know.
You guys break free of the cherrywood into a nice little clearing where the lance is waiting for you. They are covered in blood and are sort of washing their clothes off.
Fighting that god sure was tricky. Not a scratch on us, though.
Don't lie to me. I watched you walk out.
Fine.
Apparently, even the gods can be reasoned with.
Well, they wouldn't be gods if they couldn't.
I would like to see your evidence for that.
You just got it for me.
Exception that proves the rule, perhaps.
Not so. You reasoned with perfection.
Yeah, he's fun.
I don't know that I would call what we did reasoning on that one.
And at that, you guys see a single beam, small at first, enter the sky. And then it bursts outward with great speed, clearing much of the reclaimed waste and leaving a crater in its wake.
Like the whole reclaimed waste?
Not the
Like
whole
just
reclaimed
this
waste,
area
just a
we're in?
chunk of it. And standing level with where the ground used to be is Brother Blight with a fist in the air. And you can see across the way of the crater your two compatriots, Maisie and Gigi. You hear Brother Blight echo out, "Enough of this. Give me the weapon now." You see the lance begin to stand at the ready. And that is where we're going to end our penultimate episode of the Beacons of Farlight. 2 weeks from now, my friends, the finale of Arc 1, or Season 1, or whatever you want to call it, it is upon us. Thank you all so much for watching tonight. I have been your humble games guide, JT or Jeet, and I'm going to give a pass around to my players to reintroduce themselves, plug any projects they wish to plug, and then we will go ahead and shoot off for the evening. I will go ahead and drop the mic beneath me down to Kian here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_Siobhan or uptight-Siobhan, depending on where you are. I have been Akonis, apparently a soldier of the Imperium. So news to me. How exciting. You can find me over on Lost Caravan. I am in our Fabula Ultima campaign with 2 of my lovely cast members here. Every other Saturday, we are in the process of possibly wrapping up Season 1, fingers crossed. I am in our YouTube series, Old Gods of Appalachia. You can find me on Singularity Roleplay once a month. I do Gay Camp there, which is a lot of fun. It's a queer slasher flick. I am going to be part of 2 very exciting projects starting in January over on Entropy Emporium, brand new channel run by our very own JT, which I'm super excited about. One of them I will let Taylor talk about. The other one is going to be a cipher system heist game, which I'm super stoked about. That's going to be a lot of fun. I get to share the table. I get to share a lot of tables with these wonderful faces around me. And I'm sorry?
Said you can't get rid of us.
As much as I try. I'm trying to escape, and they keep dragging me back, kicking and screaming. Other than that, follow me on social media. I'm sure there are things I'm forgetting, but social media is where I get to announce projects first whenever they come out. So, yeah, come hang out. This is my last stream for 2024. Have a 2023. Jesus, sorry. Did not skip a whole year in advance. Have a gentle new year if you celebrate. And yeah, I will catch everybody on the flip side. That's me. I'm not looking at the overlay. I will yeet the mic technically to my right, left. I'm not really sure. Over to Kit.
Location is a weird soup, much like time. I've caught the mic. Hi, I'm Kit. You can find me most places on the internet at Kit Roll or on Twitter while supplies last at Kit Roll Cause. I do so many things all of the time. Let's see if I can remember them. Most of them, I believe, are going to be mentioned, so it's nice. Every other Saturday, as Kian mentioned, you can catch me around Lost Caravan with Fatal Ascension, where I'm yet another AI, sort of. Don't worry about it. It's not a typecast. It's fine. We're just little guys doing little guy stuff, running amok across a map and making Hoop Corrales. It is a delight. Let's see. And then you can also catch me. I'll let Taylor talk a little bit more about it also. But if you like magical girls, queer narratives, and stories of hope amongst defeat, you can catch Bloom and Blight, Girl by Moonlight actual play podcast, anywhere you get your podcasts. We have sort of hit our mid-season finale situation, but that doesn't mean the content stops. So get ready for our Garden Club episode featuring the lovely Taylor and a little holiday special shenanigans coming up in the next couple of weeks. You can find us on all socials at Bloom and Blight. And for cast and character information, transcripts of all of our episodes and other nonsense, and a link to our community Discord. That's the big one, over on bloomandblight.com. It's delightful. It's a lot of fun. I love the show and the people I get to do it with. As far as this is not my last stream of the year. You can catch me on Friday over on Live from the Apocalypse, where we are rounding out Hasmus with a game of what are we playing? Apocalypse Keys. Playing some Silent Nacht, GM'd by the lovely Will. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be great. Shenanigans will ensue, I am assured. So I will spite gravity and I will chuck the mic above me up to Taylor.
Got
Nice
that.
catch.
Thank you, appreciate it. Hello, I'm Taylor at Potato or underscores before and after on the site we shall not name. This is my last stream for the year, I think, as well. I don't think I'm doing shit until January. I should have pulled up my calendar. But yeah, as we say, you can find me over on Lost Caravan every other Saturday, playing some Fatal Ascension. I might be dead next episode, so come check out because I am again fighting a god, this time death. So you can also find me over there every other Monday for our Lancer Dustgrave. But wait, it's not Dustgrave anymore. We finished that module. We are now Lancer Hell's Gate Landing Gate. Hell's Gate. New planet, new us. Check it. Same chaos. Same new planet, new mechs. We still don't know how to play, and it will still be absolutely batshit crazy. So come enjoy that, as well as in the new year. David's Werewolf 5e game will pick back up, and that'll be here every other Tuesday. Then, hey y'all, did you know? I think there were whispers. That were said that there's like a brand new channel, hot off the presses, poppin', about to be going wild in January. Entry Emporium. Come check it out. Come hang out on Fridays, and every Friday for like a little bit will be a wonderful Thirsty Sword Lesbians game. I will be the storyteller for it. We have Kian in it. We're going to have all sorts of new and old friends joining us for that. And my pitch was, what if Thirsty Sword Lesbians but Mad Max? And also a little Rage, and also a little Borderlands, and also kind of maybe Jack and Daxter, but hot and lesbians. So that's what we're doing. And I'm very, very excited for it. Our session 0, everybody's ideas are great. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be heartbreaking. It's going to be high action. It's going to be great. So come check that out. And then, of course, Bloom and Blight. Please do not miss out on that holiday special, y'all. It was so fun. I didn't have to GM it. I wasn't the director. I was a player. So come check it out. Our wonderful guest, director, just sent us on such a journey. So check that out. That's it. JT, did you do your wrap up before you started throwing it, or have you not done yours?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna huck it over because in mine I also kind of talked about our general announcements here, which is stuff's come back in January, and I'm gonna find us someone to raid. So talk us out.
I will talk us out. I will unhinge my jaw and catch the mic in my mouth and swallow it whole. Hi, I'm JT. We've G'd all over the internet, or we've _G'd on Threads specifically, because my actual handle was taken by someone for some reason. You can find me next year, because this is also my last stream of the year. You can find me next year closing out Beacon's Arc 1 on January 10th. That is also the week that Entropy launches officially. The Discord will be public. The games will go live. It's super fun. We're getting a general overlay designed by Sir Heckalot. Go check them out if you want. Tay is working on stuff for Lust and Dust. If you like Mad Max, if you like heists and also dot hack, if you like Studio Ghibli, you should come check us out, because we are having two launch campaigns. One by Taylor, as she already discussed. The other one by Beacon's own Harp at Harping Harp is Project Reach Extraction, is a dot hack cipher system that Kian mentioned. And then a secret third thing, Amber, or the Space Jamber, has collaborated with me to set up a sort of GM-less Our Traveling Home game on Saturdays for Beacon, is starting in late January, that we are getting set up right now. And just a little hint, a tease, we have a fourth project coming in the avenue of a horror-themed masks game.
What?
But that will be more announced as things get finalized. Not to mention, I am also working on a few things for Entropy. Mostly setting up days to play video games with my friends. I'd like to get a Baldur's Gate 3 thing going, as well as maybe a Minecraft thing, as whispers were made today, that I'm very excited about. But that's my big thing. That's my 2024 arc. Launch funny channel, GM none of the games, play in a couple of them, and just give people a lovely little space to tell stories in that wouldn't normally otherwise get to be told. It's going to be fun, I hope, and I'm really appreciative of the people who have helped out and have also put a lot of love and care into this community, including all 3 of the other people you see on this screen. Have been very supportive and active and helpful in getting things set up. So we will see you in 2024, both here and there.
Heck yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for running, JT. Thanks for playing, my fellow players. We're going to raid over to Lost Caravan. We were talking about how we're there all the time. Anyway, let's go hang out. They're playing 10 Candles, and I've never seen 10 Candles done in the way that they have it set up. There's like a virtual tabletop for it. That's cool.
That's
I don't know what's going on over there, but it looks super cool. So let's go check it out because I want to play this game so dang bad. But I don't have friends here in person. So no, we'll do it. Goodbye, everybody. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Every time I say that, I forget. Was that Finding Nemo?
That was Finding
That
Nemo.
was
That's
Or no, it was
Madagascar.
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 It was in
It was the
Madagascar.
penguin.